And if I get through this one, this is going to really be a miracle. I've got a little too. Oh, Jamie, hurry up, come back here. The fish are coming. Hurry, come back here. Quick, 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 quick. We're going to catch fish. Come on. Hurry, here they come. Come on, and you're going to feed them. They're calling for you, Jamie. Come on. Oh, come quick, quick, quick. Oh, Jamie, come on, honey. Come on. I want to. Oh, Jamie. The fish want to see your new shoes. Hurry, run. Run, run, run. Come on, Jamie. Hurry, the fish want to come over here so they can see your new shoes. Over here, Jamie. Here. That's right. They want to see your new shoes, Jamie. Oh. Can you stand up? Can you? Come on, let's stand up so the fish can see your new shoes. Stand up so they can see them. And show the fish which leg Jesus healed. Which one? Is this the one? Is this the one? Oh, and you got new shoes on. Now hold them up. Come on, little fishies. Can you see Jamie's new shoes? Can you see? Look. They're looking at you. They're looking at you, Jamie. They're looking at your new shoes, and they're looking at the legs that Jesus healed. Oh, now can you jump? Whoop. Bye. Bye, honey. Bye. Come back again and see me sometime. And would you believe if I told you that that little boy, who's now 2 years of age, was born without a hip socket, and the other hip socket was only very slightly formed. When the doctor says to you, you've just given birth to a perfect baby, thank God. Do you know how rich you really are? The mother, the daddy will tell you how they felt when they discovered that their little baby boy was born without a hip socket. You have to believe in miracles when you hear what they have to say. For they have one of the most active little boys living today. That's the reason we believe in miracles. But before you meet Jamie's father and mother, here's Jimmy McDonald.
Oh, the angry surges roll on my tempest-driven soul. I am peaceful, for I know, wily though the winds may blow, I've an anchor that is sure, that it evermore endure, and it holds my anchor holds. Blow your wildest then, old gale, on my bark so small and frail. By his grace I shall not fail, for it holds my anchor holds, my anchor holds. Trouble overwhelms the soul, griefs like billows o'er me roll. Tempter seeks to lure astray, storms obscure the night of day. But in Christ I shall be whole, I've an anchor that shall hold, and it holds, my anchor holds. Blow ye wildest then, O gale, on my bark so small and frail. By his grace I shall not fail.
Mr. and Mrs. Petersen, you have the most active son I've ever seen in my life. Really? He's not quiet a minute. That's the reason he's not sitting here with us right now. Does he ever sit? Does he ever sleep?
No.
Really?
Not since his healing.
You mean he's that
constantly,
active?
Yes, constantly.
Does he sleep at night?
Maybe an hour or two, and then he's up and he wants to play and do something, anything.
You mean he's that lively?
Yes. Yes.
I
All
have...
the time.
Really?
All the time. Day and night both. It's hard to keep up with him.
And really, when you know the whole story, that is a real miracle, child.
He certainly is.
And so, and you people are from where?
Santa Maria.
And you're a sheriff over there,
Yes,
right?
deputy sheriff.
So everybody knows you in the area.
Yes, they do.
And even though you're the sheriff now, since your young son's healing, why, you're known as the father and mother of Jamie.
Right.
Yes.
Kind of like that, because everybody from miles around know of this wonderful miracle. And you people were not religious people.
No.
No. No, we weren't, not at all.
Did you ever go to church?
No.
You mean not even during the holiday season?
No,
No.
the only time I remember going was when I was a child, on Sunday.
And you never went to church after you were married?
No.
No.
During your teenage years, you never went to church?
No, never.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
You simply were not religious people.
No, no.
You know, that is what is so wonderful about the mercy of the Lord Jesus Christ. Of course, you recognize that, too, since your child's healing. It had to be God's mercy.
Yes.
Had to be.
First of all, and you see, this is the very first time that I've seen these pictures. You gave them to me just a few minutes ago, and you told me that this is what your child was like when you brought him to the Shrine Auditorium
Right.
in Los Angeles,
Wearing this brace.
and on a pillow.
Right, on a pillow.
Look at this. Here he is in traction, the poor little thing. Born, oh, look at this. Look at this. He's gone through everything, and of course you've suffered right along with him. Look at this. Now describe how this was used on his body.
Well, it was used to hold his legs apart,
Ah.
out. Like if you were to do the splits, and they put this on, that's the way your legs would stay completely out.
And that's
Away
the
from
way
his
you brought him
body.
to the Shrine Auditorium.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And he was also in a cast.
He was in a body cast for about 2.5 months. First, he was put in the hospital in traction. That's to pull the leg bone down into a position where the hip socket should have been. And they...
No hip socket there at all.
No, no hip socket.
He was born without any hip socket on the one side.
Right.
None.
None. No hip socket.
And tell about the other side.
There was partial hip socket on the other side, but not a complete. So he actually had one or none and just a part of one.
And when did you discover this?
When he was 3 months old, and we took him for his 3-month-old checkup. The doctor, they lay them on their stomach and they measure the legs and they line up the wrinkles in the back of their legs. And his little wrinkles didn't match. One leg was shorter than the other. There was no socket there for the bone to go into. It was just there.
How'd you feel, Mr. Petersen, when the doctor told you there was...
I was quite shocked. I never thought something like that would happen to my family.
I guess that's the truth. Do you want to know something? That's the reason whenever we talk about miracles, people are very strange. They feel that something like this could never happen to them. Every time a baby, is born, the mother expects it to be a perfect baby. You were sure you would have a perfect son.
Yes, we were. But when the doctor examined his legs and found that one was shorter, then we went over to the hospital and had him x-rayed. And that's when they showed there was no hip socket.
And all you could think about was having a child that would be an invalid, probably.
Right.
What was your feeling?
I really don't know. I think I was in a state of shock and, you know, just going along with what the doctors said. And they said, well, he probably have to go in the hospital. Well, I didn't even think beyond that, really. But then I thought, well, what if he does have to have surgery? What if he is crippled? What if he walks with a limp? You know, all these things go through your mind because you don't know.
And not being religious people, did you think about God once?
No, I didn't.
I think I did, but I didn't really know God, so...
Well, how in the world did you ever get to the Shrine Auditorium
Well,
in Los Angeles?
Jamie was in the hospital. He was in there for 12 days. I stayed with him. And I was sitting in his room one day, and he's in traction with his little legs up, and this couple walked by, and they asked me what was wrong with him. I told them. They left, and a few minutes later, they were back, and they gave me this book, I Believe in Miracles.
You mean total strangers?
Total strangers. And
You did not know these people.
No, I'd never seen them before in my life.
And the poor little kid and he was just a baby.
Right. 3 months old.
In traction.
Mhm.
You had no faith in God. You only knew that God existed, and that's all.
Right.
Was it a young couple?
Yes, they're about our age. Yeah, they're our age.
And they came into the room.
Mm-hmm.
What'd they say to you?
Well, they just asked me to read the book,
And what was the book?
I Believe in Miracles by Kathryn Kuhlman.
You'd never heard of Kathryn Kuhlman?
Well, we had seen you on television, but, you know...
It didn't mean a thing to you.
No, it really didn't.
Are you sure you didn't turn me off?
I think a couple times I did.
Just be perfectly honest about it, because you never dreamed that you'd need a miracle.
No.
Yes, see, that isn't. You know, you never dreamed that there'd come a time in your life when you really needed
That's right.
a miracle in your own life, and you probably said, we're not interested. It's something religion, just, and you know, and you weren't interested in anything that was religious. So you think maybe you did turn me off, huh?
Yes.
So you don't
A
really
couple of
realize
times.
that, at the time, we didn't realize that God could do something like he's done.
I guess that's true.
You just, unless you're religious and you know Jesus Christ is your Savior, you just don't know that things like that exist.
That's right. You had never seen a miracle.
No.
You had never thought of God performing miracles.
No.
So when they gave you this book, God bless that young couple, and they probably went out and bought a book and brought it back and gave it to you.
No, they had it in the car. In fact, they just went out the parking lot long enough to get the book, and they brought it back in the room and gave it to me.
And said, read it, huh?
Right.
Did you sit right down and read it?
Well, I read part of it, and then I read, you know, and I put it down, and I would pick it up and read it again, but it really didn't sink in. You know, I read about all the miracles, but it still didn't sink in. And then Darlene, this is the lady, she kept calling me, and she told me about the bus. She has a bus that goes from Santa Maria down to the shrine, and she just bugged me so much that we finally agreed to go.
Just kind of
to get her off.
rid of it, right?
Right.
Who said, let's go?
I think we just finally
We both
agreed.
just decided,
Yeah,
let's
we
go.
said, let's get rid of her, right?
Right.
Right.
And here was little Jamie in traction. And when he came, this I remember. Now, one leg comes out here,
Right.
and one leg comes out.
Right.
The poor little child went through everything.
He couldn't sit up, or, well, you can imagine with your legs completely out like this, you can't
And
do
you brought
very
him
much.
on a pillow,
On a pillow.
lying on a pillow, to the shrine.
And he laid on the pillow on my lap during the service.
And the service was all new to you.
Right.
What did you think about the service?
I thought it was quite a wonderful service, but I still really didn't know what was going on.
I guess that's the truth.
I realized all the miracles that we saw take place.
Did you question the power of God?
No, didn't question it.
You
just,
didn't?
I guess we just didn't realize that God would do something for our family.
And you really didn't know that God was doing those things today?
No.
No.
But did you stay for the whole service?
Yes.
And you still didn't know the child had been healed?
No.
You carried him out on the pillow
Mhm.
because you didn't know what else to do.
Right. Well, miracles were happening to everybody else, you know, all around us. And we didn't think it was, you know, that anything was happening to Jamie. And we didn't realize. In fact, it was a few weeks later that we realized really what had happened when we took him back to the doctor.
What did the doctor find out when he examined him?
They took x-rays, and in fact, I didn't go with Nels. Nels took Jamie. And he came home and opened the front door, and all of a sudden I looked, the brace was laying on the floor. Nels had thrown it through the front door.
Oh, wait, tell me about this. Tell me. This is what is so wonderful. You took him to the doctor.
Yes. And Claudia didn't want to go, so I took him, and the doctor took x-rays, as he did every time we went, and he says, well, there's no reason for the brace any longer. He says his hip sockets are fine. He says, I want you to put 3 diapers on him to keep his legs spread out.
You mean a hip socket had formed perfectly?
Yes, it had.
You mean when the doctor examined him, there were 2 perfect hip sockets?
Yes, there were.
And the doctor will verify this?
Yes, he will. The x-rays will verify it.
What did you think when the doctor told you that? You see, that's the reason I always say go back to your doctor and have the whole thing verified.
Well, I asked him, I says, well, you explained to us that it would be a year or longer before...
And it could possibly happen.
No, and he couldn't answer me. He couldn't give me a reason, or he wouldn't give me a reason why.
But he knew.
He knew.
Because he had
He
seen
smiled.
the book in the room when Jamie was in the hospital.
Oh, he had seen I Believe in Miracles
Right.
in the room.
Right.
He probably knew where you had been.
I'm sure he did.
So he took the brace off immediately. And here your son was still wearing the brace and healed and you didn't know.
Right. Right. He could
How
have had been out of
stupid
it.
can people be?
Really.
And you took him back how long after you'd been to the Shrine meeting?
I think it was about 6 weeks. That was his regular appointment.
You made that poor little kid wear this thing.
Do you know, though, Kathryn, he used to reach down and pull this and take it off and throw it out of his crib after the service.
He had more sense than his father and mother.
He really did. And I used to put it on backwards, and he learned to take it off backwards and throw it out of his crib. He didn't want it.
Apparently he knew that his legs were all right and his hips were all right.
And you went back to the doctor 6 weeks later, and there were 2 perfect hip sockets.
Yes.
When do you think God did this? I would like to know the moment, wouldn't you?
I sure would. I imagine it was during the services in the Shrine Auditorium.
I think so, because he was perfect. Just, he laid there on the pillow. Only one time was he really got upset. And I think that was
During
at
all
that
those
time.
hours.
And I think it was at that time that God healed him.
Evidently heat or something was going through his body. The power of God was going through his
In
body.
fact, it was right after the altar call that he just screamed, you know.
Evidently, that was when the power of God.
Right.
And so when you came home, what'd you do? He opened the door and threw the brace in.
Right.
I
And
was
I
so happy
looked-
that he was out of that brace and everything was going to be fine. But still, I did not realize at the time.
The full extent of it.
That's right.
It took us a whole year for it to sink in. That's how non-Christian we were.
And then he had been so allergic to something else.
Milk, right, he was allergic to milk.
All
He-
of his life?
Yes, he was on soybean. Every time we'd give him milk, he would throw it up. He just couldn't keep it down. So, in fact, we took him January 24th of this year down to the shrine. And we came home, and I told Nels, let's put him on milk. And Nels says, no, we can't do that. He's allergic to it. And he's got all these cans of formula, you know, in the cupboard. Let's use them up first. And I said, no, I'm going to put him on milk. I'm going to see. You know? And I put him on milk.
You sort of felt as though you were taking a chance.
Yeah, and I said, no, I'm going to do it. I said, I believe that he could drink milk now. And he's been drinking milk ever since. Ice cream, cheese, anything he wants.
Well, when do you suppose he was healed of that allergy?
The 24th, because it was the next day I put him on milk. Because we got home late. It was about 11 o'clock that night when we got home.
And never has he ever been able to have milk
Never. No.
in any form.
No.
Not since birth.
Right.
No dairy products at all. His system just wouldn't take him.
When God does it, he does an awful good job. Do you know
It's a
that?
beautiful job.
And you people weren't even Christians.
No.
No.
And you didn't even go to church.
No.
No.
No wonder everybody in your area marvels so. I think you were probably the most unlikely young couple in the whole area to have a miracle happen to you.
We really were. We really were.
And even after God did it, you didn't recognize it.
No.
And you have a child now absolutely perfect.
Absolutely
Yes.
perfect. Twice as energetic as any normal child should be.
Maybe we prayed too hard, you know? maybe we just, you know? Really? You mean he has that much energy?
Yes. In fact, it's not just his mother that says it. Everyone says it. His grandparents take him for a weekend, and they can't believe it. They
I
just can't
know.
believe the energy he has.
I know. I wasn't quite sure of the fish pond a few minutes ago. I was afraid he might fall in and we'd have a baptismal service before the whole thing was over with. He's like that.
Yes,
like
all the time, constantly. We've taken him to the doctor and we've prayed for him and
And he jumps and he runs and there's
He
nothing.
climbs, and he turns somersaults. He does everything. When he puts his mind to do something, he does it.
No
Nothing
one would
stops him.
ever believe that that child was born without a hip socket
No.
and one only partially. How's this changed your life?
it's been wonderful ever since we have both become Christians. Our oldest son has found Jesus Christ as his Savior, and it's just been one thing after the other, and it's just beautiful.
You started to live, right?
Right.
did.
We wasted a lot of years. A lot of years were
But you've
wasted.
learned a lot.
Yes.
There was a day when you wondered why God allowed and permitted this to happen to you. And yet, what was seemingly a tragedy, he turned it into the greatest triumph of your life.
He sure did.
Have you ever wondered why certain things have come into your life? Have you really? Have you accused God of not loving you, of not caring? Have you looked up almost defiant? Remember, God is perfect wisdom. He's perfect knowledge. That which was seemingly defeat has been turned into one of the most beautiful things that could have happened to this little family. It's His mercy, my friend. It isn't your goodness. Know that. It isn't because you merit these things. It's God's mercy.